And now, our feature presentation.
The water column stood at the end of the siding with the unsafe buffers. Suddenly, Percy found that he couldn't stop. The buffers didn't stop him either. "Oh!" wailed Percy. "Help!" The buffers were broken, and Percy was wheel-deep in coal.
But the signalman had accidentally left the points switched to the branch line. Gordon rattled through the junction. "That's strange. I'm on the branch line." "Oh no," the signalman cried. "Express trains aren't supposed to go that way." It was too late. Gordon had already raced into the distance. The old branch line was weak and rusty. There were signs warning all the trains to go slow. But Gordon ignored the signs. "I'm an express engine. I don't go slow," he said. And he went even faster. The branch line couldn't take his weight, and the rails buckled. "Oh, help!" Gordon cried as he slid off the tracks and into a field. No one was hurt, but poor Gordon felt very undignified. "What will Sir Topham Hatt say?" he groaned. Something had jammed. The driver reduced steam, but Gordon was still going too fast.
Help me, please.
"Well, Gordon," said Sir Topham Hatt, "I knew you wanted a panoramic view, but this is not the way to achieve it."
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Meanwhile, Henry had noticed something too. "My train's getting heavier," he thought to himself. "I'm slowing down." Then there was trouble. No one was hurt, but a strong smell of fish hung in the air.
And he didn't see the goods train ahead until it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt. But Gordon came off the rails and he was covered in gooey red jelly.
Oh! And when he could, it was too late.
Didn't care about the ties. He didn't care about Thomas. All he cared about was getting far away from his work. His wheels were spinning faster and faster. Then there was trouble. "Help, Cole Dennis! Help! Help!" But this time, there was no one there to help.
Duck could see he was getting too close to the buffers. "Look out!" Duck shouted, but it was too late.
The giant snowball rolled down the track and crashed and bashed into Thomas. Gordon saw Thomas and his car of firewood lifted high in the air and derailed. Now it was Thomas who looked like a giant snowball.
Oh, you're good for days.
I'm in so much pain.
I think my arm's broken.
Donald could see the cart. "Stop!" he cried. Donald's driver applied the brakes, but it was too late. Luckily, no one was hurt. Stop being pushy, Donald snapped. Don't call me pushy, Douglas snapped back. You shouldn't have pushed me into the cart, huffed Donald. You pulled me, you mean, argued Douglas. Didn't. Did. Did not. Did too.
But he wasn't watching where he was going. Thomas didn't notice that the points had changed. Thomas puffed into the sidings and biffed into the buffers. Sticky taffy splattered everywhere. "Oh no," moaned Thomas. "I can't give the children train rides when I'm this messy. If only I'd been thinking about what I was doing." Then Thomas saw an old branch line. This gave him an idea. "A shortcut," puffed Thomas. "If I go that way, I can still get the taffy to the party on time." Salty was at the bottom of the hill. He was waiting for a signal. He didn't know Thomas was coming down the hill. Thomas was out of control. Thomas braked as hard as he could. But the freight cars of fish were too heavy. "Oops," said Thomas. "Sorry." Salty was covered in fish. "Never mind me, Artie," said Salty. "The smell reminds me of the sea." Then there was another loud crash. It was Toby. His wheels had struck the telephone pole and he was derailed.
Is there a problem, Mr. Oliver?
"Yeah, there is!"
That could have been a little smoother.
Oliver felt awful. He thought the children would be upset about their snowman. Then there was another loud crash. It was Toby and the big mud puddle. "Slow down!" cried Elizabeth. But it was too late. Toby splashed through the puddle. Henrietta was covered from bumper to buffer in dark brown mud. There was Edward with Henry's lucky trucks. "I found you," Henry chuffed excitedly. But he puffed too quickly. His wheels slid on the icy tracks. And he biffed right into his lucky trucks. "Oh no, I've broken my lucky trucks," groaned Henry. Henry didn't know what to do. "I'm not going anywhere without my lucky trucks," huffed Henry.
But they're broken, chuffed Edward. And if you don't collect the presents soon, the children won't have anything to open in the morning.
Henry thought about how sad the children would be. "I have to get to the airport somehow," puffed Henry, "even without my lucky trucks."
Henry had an accident.
Ed had gone back to loading rubble into Thomas's freight cars, but his heart wasn't in it. "Ned," shouted Thomas, "the rubble goes in the freight cars."